What do you mean? Located, call me the oracle. I'm about to make this historical. These questions you ask are rhetorical. Like, who do I be?
Grand Rise. Happy Wednesday. This is your girl, the Philly Bruja. Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome to Wednesday. If you're hearing this and listening in, you made it. Yay! You made it to see another day. So, this particular video is dedicated to my original subscribers and folks who's been riding with me since day one. One of the reasons why you guys chose to honor me with hitting the like and the subscribe button is because my channel and brand is built off of the occult and spirituality and esoteric things of that nature. I have gone into detail about my background, title, 25 years, over 25 years now, I should say. I became a high priestess in 2011. And then from there, now we're here. But this one is just a nod to my original subs. I know you're still here, hopefully. And you came because you wanted, some of that knowledge and that teaching. Today, well, actually, what I did was a couple days ago, I had did a poll in regards to if you guys wanted to know the stages of possession. And I figured a lot of people say yes. So I said, okay, bet. I'll deliver on that. Because we know I don't discuss, rituals in detail. But things like this, I'm definitely willing to share. So let's talk about the stages of possession. And again, this is just from my own knowledge. If you have something different or you want to add to it, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm probably just going to stream this live. And if you want to, I can drop the link and we can talk about it live. But yeah, so, let's go. Let's talk about this here. Now, the first thing I want to say is with the possession, okay? It is never for no reason. It's never for no, particular reason. It's not like, you're just minding your business and then pow, you become fully possessed. It's not like that. It doesn't work that way. I've never seen it work that way. Also, I just would like to reiterate, it is a very, very, very rare occurrence. Actual full-on possession. It's very rare. Excuse me. And actually, that goes into stage 1 from my perspective, which is a manifestation. When things like this are starting to happen to you or in your environment, there's either two things. Number one, you willingly invited it, okay? You are a willing participant of this. Or by chance you moved into, a house or something like that. I don't know, you young folks don't do house blessings no more and things of that nature. I noticed that you don't really do that, but I personally, yeah, I gets busy. I had a whole, priest come in and do my house before I moved in. But yeah, that goes into the first stage, which for me is the manifestation stage. That is when you are intentionally inviting, you know what I'm saying, something into your space. Intentionally and even unintentionally, okay? Because you got things out here, they try to make it seem like a game when it's not. These are like portals, like the Ouija board, like tarot cards. Yep, tarot cards. Certain ones, yes, are portals. You know what I mean? And a lot of times with that kind of inexperience, it can lead to things that are very dangerous. Also, I've seen a rise in, doing spells and things of that nature. It's like a trend now or something, I don't know. But what's happening here is you're intentionally and even unintentionally inviting this particular energy into your space. You know what I mean? So when you start having like suicidal thoughts and a lot of reckless behavior and things that are typically out of the norm for yourself. After you've done these things, usually you're well on your way. You are well on your way to stage 2. What is stage 2? Let's talk about stage 2. And again, this is just me, in my opinion. I actually took some notes and wrote shit down because I just wanted to make sure I covered everything as far as in my opinion and in my experience. Stage 2, now we have infestation. This is the part. This is the part where like the scary movies and spooky movies and stuff, they go right into it, the infestation part. But a lot of times it's subtle. It's subtle. You start feeling the presence. You got the strange noises, banging on the doors, scratches on the walls. You could feel something watching you. Your electronical shit start messing up. Like how you kind of see it on TV, but it's not. I've never seen it go full blown, Hollywood. Okay. Um, that kind of stuff, it'll start affecting you like on different levels, especially when it's moving things around the house, when nobody is there, closing, opening of doors, breaking objects. You could put something somewhere and it literally just pops up somewhere else. Now, this, I've been told by friends and family, happens a lot in my house, apparently. And, it's just something that I'm used to, but it was something that um, others have noticed. I've never really gone past that too much uh, on a regular basis. But I feel like for me, it's just a trickster energy, and I'm okay with that. Again, a very long time ago, I was a willing participant. I willingly invited, this kind of energy into my life, period. And that's the truth. And, so now we're here. But I'll try to keep people mindful of that. You'll have folks that like to do candle work and scouring and what's another thing? I'm trying to think. There was another good. 11:11. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Um, Another thing. Doing rituals for deities and entities. I did a video on that maybe like a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago, about leave the spirits alone. Um, Again, when you do those things, you are willingly inviting this energy into your home, whether it's you know, a lower kind of entity or a high vibrating one. Either one, you may have a situation on your hand if you're, uneducated about it, and your intentions aren't set properly, things of that nature. Give me 1 second, you guys. So yeah, that's number 2. That's the infestation. That's when all your little spooky things happen. Okay. But at this point, it's just still like, what the hell? Or you can feel someone look at this, you turn around, nobody's there. Okay. Or you see something out the corner of your eyes, you turn around, nothing is there. Like that kind of stuff. Messing with the electricity and things of that nature. I mean, that's 2 for me, infestation. Then I want you to keep in mind, in between this stage and the next stage that we're going to discuss, you have this is the where it's weeding out its options kind of thing. Like who's the weakest? Who's the weakest energy up in this place? Okay, we'll say my house for example. Who's the weakest? Who can I hit the hardest? Like that kind of thing. Who can I slide on into? Okay, usually it can be a child. And I'm gonna tell you why is because children are the most innocent. They are closer to, source. Literally. They are the ones who have least sin. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. So the thing is, it'll start coming as friendly. It'll come as benign. It'll come as, a friend of your child, or a playmate, or things of that nature. It disguises itself as that. You know what I mean? And as time go on, we're going to see that that's not what it is. Okay. And I'll be completely honest with you. It is very hard for, in my experience, y'all, remember, this is just my experience. It is very hard for, our loved ones or people who have passed on to make this kind of contact coming into your dreams. You know what I mean? Yeah, they can do that. Actually showing up in the physical. I've heard of that being done, while you were awake, in full consciousness or whatever. But it is extremely difficult. And it's even 10 times harder for, a little one who has passed over. In that case, usually those are the easiest ones to help transcend. They are literally without sin, any kind of notion of the here and the after. Nope, hold on. That brings me to stage 3, which is the mounting. I hope this dog does not start acting up. Is the mounting, okay? Now, I personally have experienced mounting. Again, I'm willing. You know what I mean? I was a willing participant. You know what I mean? Usually it has taken places during rituals, where we're doing offerings, that kind of thing. And I've been a willing participant and mounted. Then you have where you have your unwilling participants. That is at the mounting stage, which is I call stage 3. If it's in a ritual kind of setting, what you're feeling right now is the spirit entering into you. Um, Literally, you can feel it, and it's almost like you become like a passenger in your own car while something else is driving. And this is in a controlled environment, as far as what rituals go. Now, the problem comes in when the mounting takes place, you know, especially of an innocent. And I'm talking about even for like you parents and stuff. Like, you got to be careful what kind of energy and stuff you fucking around with, because your children could be at risk, your family, anything around you, even your animals. So I just wanted to make that distinction between mounting in a ritual type setting versus a possession. Like, you unintentionally, unknowingly invited the shit, or it was already, like I said in the beginning, or it was something that was already there, like an energy already there. And basically, what you see is like the fight of the spirit versus the entity. When you see in them struggle, being out of control, like the person is just not themselves. This can last for days or even months. A lot of times when you see people who are super, super depressed or something like that, and they don't have a pinpoint reason as to why or what happened, and we're not talking about chemical imbalance here, because I do believe that meds can help with, chemical imbalances with people who have mental disorders, and mental disabilities, so to speak. We're talking about just out the blue, you're not yourself anymore, and things are heavy on you, and things are affecting you differently. You are reacting differently. This is the mounting that can go on for days, weeks, and months. Okay. You'll see the different changes in that person, the infected person, I should say, along with all the other shit that's going on, like from the infestation stage I told you about. So you'll have all of that going on, and then you have your person, the victim, so to speak, quote unquote victim, displaying a completely different personality than, like what they really are. What I want to be clear about is these type of entities and energies are very patient. They're very patient. The fuck would you like a whole couple months, what I mean, year? Very patient until they get you down, man. Until they get you all the way down, and you're like, okay, you got it. Like, I give up. Like an interrogation, you ever you ever watch those videos and people are being interrogated 8, 9, 10, 15 hours, and they did confess to some shit they didn't even have anything to do with? They're just like, okay, I just want it to be over. Pass me the piece of paper, let me sign. It's like that kind of situation. Seriously. So now you got all of that stuff going on from stages 1 through stages 3. You got the mounting. I explained to you how that happens at times in rituals I've been involved with or participated in. I have been mounted willingly, and a couple days go by or whatever, I'm okay for the most part. And usually, and it's in a controlled environment too. So that's that. Stage 4, in my opinion, is the oppression part, right? And I just want to give a shout out to Ms. Raz. Ms. Raz, I told you I wasn't going to be all scary and shit, so I'm not. I'm just going over the basics, in my opinion, and like with my knowledge and my experience. Stage 4 is the oppression stage. Oppression is when all the above are literally driving you insane. The target and the family that's around the target as well. The people, the energy that's around it. This is the part where this is the part where they start showing them their true selves, okay? They start fucking with you. You can see them. They are pulling covers off your head, pushing you into walls, writing things to you. They are literally feeding off your fear, because the more you give it fear, that's like giving it source. That's giving it energy. That's giving it food, and is making it more and more and more and more stronger, right? This is the part where, you can barely sleep at night, waking up in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Usually around 3 to 4 o'clock a.m. Okay. I still wake up 3 to 4 o'clock a.m. I don't know what that's about, but that still happens to me majority of the nights. But yeah, this is when that happens. They start fucking with your sleep patterns. And at this point, it's like full blown, almost anarchy going on in your space. Okay. It's affecting you, your children, your animals. Shit, all I know right now, because these animals is acting a goddamn fool. Stop it. I must be at the oppression stage. I'm just fucking around. Anyway, this is the part where usually you want to tap in a professional, okay? First of all, if all of you guys are experiencing different things in your environment, obviously this is not an isolated individual having experiences. This is a whole group thing going on here now, okay? And the more you are afraid of the things that are happening and not willing to confront it, the easier and stronger the entity is, period. The whole goal of stage 1 through now, we're at what, stage 4, is to break the target's free will. This is the point of it. This is time to break your free will and give over either your soul or your being, okay? Because either, the prize could be your soul. But and that's another thing, which is a video for another time. Not everyone has a soul worth selling. Okay, not everyone is here for that. Some of you motherfuckers don't have one, and that just is what it is. You were born to wreak havoc, to keep the balance. Okay, so as I normally say, so now we're here. Okay, we're at stage 5. What is stage 5? Stage 5 is also like what you see in Hollywood. Okay. I never seen anyone quite crawl up a wall. I've seen levitation, but anyway, that's for another video. Um, at this stage, the target is fully possessed. Okay. There is no more struggle. The spirit is I don't want to say spirit. I want to say the entity is speaking through the target, acting and living through the body of their target. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. As the target, you are literally just watching this go on. It's no longer you. You're like chilling in the backseat of your own car. It is doing everything. Uh, anything you can think of. It is literally mounting you, riding you. I've seen stuff like this. I talk to people behind the scenes. I've seen the riding stage and the physical aspect before COVID and stuff like that. When I was actually commuting to work, I did have an experience where and I think I posted a video about this too. The riding aspect, where you ever see like a horse and a jockey, and the jockey's riding the horse? That's exactly how it looks to me. Um, the person is no longer in control of their thoughts, their feelings, their movements, their actions, their reactions, and I literally can see it. That's the riding stage. So I couldn't even imagine being I guess in a home or in a place with something like this. You can literally see the energy, the entity, riding it. It's a serious thing. I would see it a lot with homeless people, down in the city, and people would think they were schizophrenic or something like that. Um, and I could literally see the energy on them. I'm like, that person is not schizophrenic, nor are they crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that kind of shit happens to people who are empaths too. And they don't know how to deal with all the feelings and emotions that's going on inside of their head. Um, People will literally just dismiss homeless people as if they're not there. And when they're talking and they're just like, oh, they're just a crazy person. No, do you know, like, I've had conversations, like, I just sit down and I talk to them. And a lot of times these people make a lot of goddamn sense. Okay. They do. So don't just dismiss them as just a crazy person and, keep it moving, like that kind of thing. There's times I've sat and I talked to them when I was down, in the city or whatever. But yeah, that's the writing stage. Then we get to stage 6. What is stage 6? Ugh, stage 6, in my opinion, is full blown on possession. Yes, stage 6, full blown possession. Possession. Okay. I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm just trying to get my words out because I'm trying to do this in one take and that's it. I got shit to do. um, this is when the target, free will, is completely broken, okay? The aim was and is to possess you. The entity has won. Yeah. You are full on possessed. If the entity goal is your soul and that kind of and that kind of thing, the prize, like, is their soul, is your soul, or the target soul, I should say, you'll see this person tormented to the point of wanting to kill themselves, um or stop eating, and anything to die so that entity can collect that particular person's soul. Or you also have, or you have in some cases, that entity just wants the body. You know what I mean? To live on again, or not again, because in my experience, things that do this was never human at any point. So that's why I like to use the word entity instead. They were never human. So they're just, pretty much just latching on and riding it out. Kind of like that movie I saw when people were touching each other and the spirit was jumping. Well, the entity was jumping from person to person. The evil energy, I should say, was jumping from person to person. So at number 6, which I call the possession stage, I think there's been times, like people said, it's 3 stages, 4, 5. I personally, just from my notes over time, I found 6. And then probably if I ever sat down and thought about it even more, I might even, find some more stages I might have missed. And then I might have to redo the whole thing, right? At this particular point now, it's coming, it will become harder and harder and harder to get rid of that energy. By now, probably people around you are suffering as well, because some people don't believe in this and don't think that it's true. Um, Things like this does happen. It happens. And I would like for you guys to realize that even when we're talking through the internet and through these portals and having these different experiences, this stuff is real. It's real. With the new inventions and electronics and things, it just made it easier. It just made it much more easier for them to just jump through entities to jump through from person to person. That's why I have to tell you guys to be careful and mindful of how much time you're putting into certain things, i.e. YouTube and who you might like to watch. Be mindful of how much time you put into that, because that kind of energy, it jumps. It's, I don't know why, but it's much more easier for evil and a bad energy to just jump from person to person. But I don't want to go off topic here. Back to stage 6, which is the complete full possession. Okay. I also want to reiterate to you guys that at the end of the day, okay, just recognize that you are the master of yourself always, and that spirit is always connecting with you only, and you're connecting to it. I don't care, what your thing is, whether you practice santeria or brujeria or all of the above in voodoo. You still, you know what I mean, you still have the master of your universe. If you need to call in your Orisas, a priest, a pastor, or this, that, and the other, to come in and help you make that connection again with your source, that'll work. Most of the time it works. If you haven't shriveled up and died by then, right? It'll work. And then that entity will go off and start looking, for another soul to collect or possess, or, you know what I'm saying? The whole reason I wanted to do this is I just wanted to give kind of like a PSA on being mindful of what you do and what you do to others. Be mindful of that, because what you may do unknowingly and even unintentionally is, when you're messing around with things of this kind of nature, of an occult nature, of esoteric, metaphysical, you are inviting things into your space. A lot of times, a lot of lower level shit loves to come on and wreck shop. Okay, the idea is to be well educated in whatever craft you're going into. Speak with your elders. Talk. Listen to the stories. Go in the kitchen with them. Learn. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the type of people that are pretty hard to possess, or people, that can have things thrown at them. What I mean by thrown, I mean like roots, or quote unquote, people say hex, right? And I also want to reiterate that people like myself, we don't believe in a devil, so to speak, with the horns and all that stuff. But is there an evil energy? Yep. And it goes by many different names all over the world. Okay. And all in the different religions, it's the same damn energy. I know there are different things online and books and stuff about, how to invite an entity, or a possession into your home safe. Don't do that, people. Especially not in an uncontrolled environment. Don't do that. I also wouldn't advise doing anything like that. You know, where you sleep, where you rest at. My whole point of this is just to be mindful, especially how you treat others and things that you may think that you're doing to others, because you still have that law of three. Whatever you do comes back to you. That kind of thing. And 3 times worse. That kind of thing. So you have to be mindful of that. So if you're over there doing your little cute baby witch shit, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come back and hit you hard, depending on, who your target is. Because again, you don't know what ancestors or spiritual beings they have riding for them. All of our people, our spirits and energy that backs us is just as what's the word I'm looking for? It's just as unique as our fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of who you think you throwing at, or who you think you're hexing, or something like that, because it might come back and hit your ass even harder, depending on who you chose to fuck with. You got to be mindful of that. You can't just go, and I made videos on this. You can't just go get mad at people and just start, cursing them. What? Who does that? Okay, because you're mad. That's ridiculous. And then this shit starts happening. Okay. Can a person recover from a full-blown possession? Yeah, it can be done. Sometimes it takes longer than other times. If you are at the full-blown stage 6, I would say seek professional help. Definitely. I don't care if you're Indian, a shaman, a high priest, a mambo, a babalao. Go grab them, okay? Pull them in. All right, because you're gonna need some help, definitely, because your backup was pretty light. If you were able to get to a full blown 6 stage, okay. The one thing I would say to avoid all of this kind of stuff, bless your home. Bless your home before you move in and occupy the space. Bless the spaces that you're in as well. Also, I want you to be mindful if you are burning sage or Palo Santos, depending on their entity, that it may make them even more mad. Should I say? You got to know which what are you dealing with here. You have to identify what exactly what are we dealing with, that kind of thing. Also, I want you to be mindful if you're burning sage and Palo Santos and any other kind of like dragon's blood or anything like that, and a person is around and they are instantly upset and they get mad, and their attitude changes and they run out the room or something like that. You leave that motherfucker right where you let them go. Okay, let them go. That is a hard sign that is an attachment there. Let them go. Let them go on. Go ahead. Because what you don't want is a motherfucker bringing that kind of shit into your space, right? Also, my advice would be just to, if you start seeing the other signs I told you from before, the best thing is to stop it early in the process. Definitely stop it early before you get all the way to 5 and 6, right? Cleansing your area spiritually, that is. Stop trying to make contact with spirits. Hold on one second. My bad, y'all. The dog, and she barks at everything. It could be a person way down the street going up their own damn driveway, and she's losing her shit. Okay, where was I? Yeah, cease making contact at all with any of that stuff. Any of that stuff. And I'm telling you, especially for people who willingly open their lives and spirit up to this kind of stuff, that's going to be a hell of a journey for you, because it's not like you can just close your eyes and make it go away. Once you see, you can't unsee. That's it. I'm banging on my counter because I want y'all to get it through your head. Once you start fucking around with the candles and the water and this, that, and the cute little quote unquote spells, you are a willing goddamn participant. And it's going to take a hell of a lot for you to return back to what you would like to be returned to. Because once you see, you can't unsee. There is no going back, for real, for real. So you have to be mindful going forward on what you do to other people and what you are doing that may affect the people around you. By confronting it and then moving on, and see, I'm talking about, this is number 6. This is after, you know, you done got a professional involved with your whole situation. You feel me? That's when this happens. Ceasing all contact with people that even have any kind of ties to that energy, that specific energy, or anything like that, or quote unquote covens, that things like that. It's going to take time, but that's something that you can move past. A lot of times when I've seen again, like I said, the full blown stage 6 full possession is not something that happens often. It is very rare. And to be honest, I've never seen anyone survive that. Not full blown 6. No. Mm-mm. I'm trying to think. Maybe if I think hard enough, because I've been studying. I mean, I'm a teacher in some sorts, but I'm also a student. I'm always a student. I'm always learning. I'm think on that. If I could ever recall, because I can only count on one hand how many times I've ever seen full blown, number 6, as far as full blown possession. Also, I can count on one hand how many times I saw a legit person be, quote unquote hexed or crossed or thrown at, whatever your lingo is for it. Legitimately, I can count on one hand where I saw that it was actual truth. Somebody threw at your ass and taking you, dragging you up and through the spiritual streets. Okay, legitimately less than 5. But yeah, this is just some tools for you to think about. Any comments, questions? Depending on when I premiere this, I will drop a link. I am a mommy and I'm working, but I wanted to get this out there because I wanted to stand by what I said I was going to do. And this is for, my day ones who came to me for the spiritual stuff, who came to me for the occult stuff, for the, the spooky stuff, quote unquote spooky stuff, spiritual stuff, the African spirituality. This is just a nod to you guys. Thank you. Thank you for rocking out with me, even through like, my little cute, funny troll videos, or, me fussing at somebody. Thank y'all for riding out with me. You feel me? I'm going to take it back more to the basics on why I came to YouTube, why I became a content creator in 2018. It was all about the spirituality, and I'm still going to be doing all about the spirituality too. All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. Depending on when I post this, this is the part where I'll drop the link and we can talk about it. If not, yeah, drop your comments below. All right, gotta go, y'all. Peace.
Hey, are you there?
I had to unmute myself. Hey, Miss Vicky. Hey, hi.
Hey, that.
Thank you
Oh,
for
I'm trying
joining
to.
me today.
Oh, thank you. You made this so simple and simple to understand. Of course, I know you can go way deeper, but at least
Yeah.
the basics.
Right.
And um, I am no priestess or anything. I'm more on just a basic spirituality, and I connect with like goddess energy and things like that. And I do honor my ancestors. I don't worship them, but I do honor them. And I honor the ones
Absolutely.
I honor the ones well, I honor them all, but when I need help, I only call on the ones I know personally. Okay,
Right.
because I have a background, honey, and it may be some Confederate soldiers or something up in there that don't like me, whether I'm related or not. I ain't got time for all that. But
Okay.
but that's so good that you said this because people are, it's a trend now, and people are doing. I don't do hexes now. I will do things for myself.
Uh-huh.
As far as it's a word I'm looking for that I can't think right now because I'm trying to stay out of people's way. But
Manifest, maybe?
I can't. What?
Like manifesting something for yourself?
Yeah, manifest or it's another word I'm looking for. Oh
Conjure?
God. No, not even conjure, but I will. You know what? I'll send it to you later. The word I was looking for, but I
Mhm.
will do small. It's basically another word for spell, maybe a little less than spell. I don't know, but I do things on myself, which is also manifest in a way
Right.
for me manifesting. And I will use herbs or a candle when it comes to that, so I can concentrate and focus on whatever goal I'm trying to obtain, whether it's health wise, whether it's just blessing over my children or my friends or just whatever. I
Hmm.
will put herbs together for things like that. But when it comes to everybody's trying to get with Oshun and Ogun and all that, and I'm like, you know what? Y'all don't need to do that if you're not really ready to do the work.
Yeah,
And I
well,
don't.
the one thing I've always tell people, you can't, just go skipping over steps. The first thing I always tell people is to work with yourself first. And
Yeah,
what I want people to understand is I mean, when I say we, I mean me and the people who I'm around, my tribe, we don't work
yeah,
anything, we honor. The first thing you want to do is to honor your ancestors. A lot of people, they jump up into this whole spirituality thing and they want to connect, with you know with the spirits around them, and they'll completely just dismiss their own ancestors and their own bloodline and try to go, knocking on the door, of an Orisha, like, hey, I'm gonna, make this altar to Oshun. Well, she don't know you. Do she know you? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, how can you just completely jump over your own bloodline, your own family, who is literally, people that you actually knew, you know what I mean? And
right.
start doing rituals and offerings and things of that nature to deities and entities that to me
Yeah.
don't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then they wonder. why things aren't working for them. And I'm like, well, things work, things I ask for, I usually get in time, or, if I don't get it right away, it's because it's not meant for me now, but I eventually do. And,
Yep,
and if
exactly.
you,
Everything I ever put out there into the universe, I get everything.
yeah, and
I told everyone, like, I'm gonna have a child by the time I turn 40, another child by the time I turn 40. I gave birth to my son like 2 or 3 days before I turned 40. And it didn't
see,
me until, that particular time. I'm like, gosh, damn it, I did it. I wasn't even thinking about it, because when you put it into the universe, you're supposed to just let it go.
exactly, exactly. You just let it go because you trust.
Right. You
You
just
trust.
gotta
That's
trust
where
it
faith comes from
and
with
let it
church and
right.
everything, but people forget that. But and if you grew up
It's
in
First
church,
Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. Yeah. I
I
still
couldn't hear that, but I'll listen back to it and hear what you
yeah.
said. But people just I think we all should, if you're interested at least, just try not to jump so in. People go from going to church to doing tarot cards, and they want to have rituals. They using the pentagram, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are y'all doing? You got the orishas, you have runes, and I'm like, y'all trying to just do everything, huh? You don't
I've
have to do it
literally
all.
I've literally seen where people will have, altar for this Orisha and then another altar for that Orisha in the same room. Or let's just say I'll take that out the mix and say let's say a deity. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
they'll have them like in the same space, and then they're wondering why, they're all confused, shit is fucking up, things are going bad for them. Well, you got two opponents sitting right next to each other here. What are we doing? Like, did
that's
you
because they don't know nothing about what they're doing. That's what it is. But
yeah, I
anyway, I'm
even
going to jump down. I'm going to
thank
jump
you,
down because
thank
I have
you.
to go back to work. But this was really good and I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right, talk to you. All right, see you later.
Hold on. Okay, you too, Miss Vicky. I just wanted to put that out there too, you guys, because I have to go soon too. I got the worst coworker ever right here with me. Um, I just wanted to put that out there. Just be mindful of, of things like that. I really did have a person who I was doing a reading for when I was doing readings. Um, and they literally had two different opponents basically going in their in their space, and everything in their life was fucking up and they couldn't understand why. And then I had to just go back and tell the backstory of each deity that they had. Like, this is what's happening here. Like, they can't be in the same space. I've also watched videos where you have quote unquote spiritualists and people of that nature that's on YouTube and in different places, and they go right into giving you rituals. I don't do that. I always told you guys why I don't do that. But I seen one who has like a kabillion subs, and she's telling people how to do a ritual to Oshun for love and for this and for that. I don't know if you know the story, but Oshun wasn't always that lucky in love, and she wasn't always happy. She's a lot of times sad, you know? And I'm like, why would you tell them to do that? They don't have any connection with that. You feel me? And you know what, Hanlon? Not today. Not today. Um, my thing is like, then you completely left out the whole part about Elegua or Papa Legba. Like, that has to come first. She went straight into giving all these people who are out looking for knowledge straight into giving them a ritual, and was missing key components. Like, and that's just opening your shit up. There we go, right there. You know what I'm saying? That's an opening. That's an invitation for something less than to come in and play a trick on you, to come in and fuck up your life. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it happens. And a lot of times when you have root workers and spiritualists and people who practice, the occult, uh, for me personally, I'm not going to get up here. It's like being a cook or a chef, you know? I'm not going to get up here and give you all my ingredients. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to give my ingredients to a trusted person, a trusted student. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I tell you to sit with your elders and learn. Sit in the kitchen, with Big Mama and Grandmama and the rest of them. Hey, baby, how are you? You good? I'm good. I'm doing this live, but I'm going to be finished very soon. You want to take Chunk with you? No? Okay. She doesn't want to take. Yeah, what you're doing is you're opening the door. Let me see. Exactly, Kay. I do. I never practiced Wicca before, but I studied it as a spiritualist. I think it's our duty to study religions across the board. I think a lot of Christians and stuff will be surprised how much more we actually know. Stop, Will. How much more we actually know about the Bible and Christianity and that whole book of Psalms, and you will be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something, you know, everything has its place. That definitely has its place. But even because I seen I'm gonna have to go soon, y'all, in about maybe 4 minutes. Yeah, my boss is calling me, my little boss, Mr. Chunk. Um, I've seen it where they had this game marketed towards kids for what was it? It was a tarot kit with a little Ouija board in there, you know, and they're like, make it a fun girls' night. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to cuss in front of y'all. I got the kids in. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Are you kidding me? This is not a game, and you're marketing it for little girls because you know if you have more than 3 women in the room, goddamn, that's a whole powerful tribe right there. That's a whole goddamn coven. You can make powerful shit happen. You can make things shake when you got more than 3 women, 3 girls in the room. Okay, and they're like marketing it like, let's have a sleepover, let's have fun, let's pull in some spirits. I'm like, pause, put the brakes on this. Who is behind this? That's how you can unintentionally, you know what I mean, pull shit into your space and into your energy. You know what I mean? And one more thing I can say before I log off is if it ever comes to the point where you actually want to hurt or harm someone with the knowledge that you've acquired, you know what I'm saying, over the years or, you know, what have you, I would say sit on it and think on it for a couple days before you actually execute it. Because a lot of times it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because it's still a cycle. You know, what you put out there will be returned. Some way, somehow, you're going to have to pay a price. Nothing is free. I hope that makes sense. So hopefully y'all can go back and check out the video. If you missed the beginning, go back, enjoy it. Hey, Big Chief. But I like to thank you all. I never really do lives, especially not during the day. But I promised I was going to bring this video to you guys. I do see the emails from, you know, my day ones telling me, when am I going to get back to the knowledge? When am I going to get back to, you know, talking about the spirituality side of things and my opinions and thoughts. And, you know, I do hear you. I see you. I'm human too, even though I like to think that I'm not. And I get caught up in the F stuff and the, you know, the entertainment and all that other crazy stuff that goes on YouTube. But I'm not going to forget my core base, my core friends. I don't like to say followers, my core friends who follow me, you know, from the beginning. For this kind of information. You know what I mean? So I love you all. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign off. Soodles from me and say, you want to say bye, Chunk? No, you don't want to say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Later, y'all. You have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. I don't really care if y'all share my stuff or not. It's okay if you don't. But like and subscribe. Ta-da!